Oh,
Okay,
and we're in. Nice.
nice, good stuff. We've
So,
been
of
having some good
course-
luck with that today.
Yeah, that's really good. Darthcaboose actually waiting till 9 pings, and he's scanning away. Right now, Cubit actually having good start. He sees a lot of silicon, aluminum, iron. Actually really good for him. So, as a question for every game, what do you think about this matchup? What do you think will happen? We might see, or maybe the players' differences in skill. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I have to. My prediction for this game does definitely go to Cubit. He is a very strong player, shown a lot of skill in 1v1, and I think he's going to be able to take it. But Darthcaboose, I haven't seen a whole lot of, and he may be able to pull off something interesting. I am a bit surprised at the found from Darthcaboose. On the other hand, Scavenger against Expansive, I have to give a slight advantage to the Scavenger player in just that head-to-head matchup, because Expansive is going to rely on getting a lot of efficiency out of their large number of tiles, and Scavenger can very effectively shut those down. But he's found it in a field of silicon with just a little carbon, and I'm worried about that.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, this is again, like last series, like, oh man, not much carbon to work with. Like, is there even more carbon on the map? I'm not really seeing. Yeah,
there is. We do have a little plot. Like, we have just a few patches, basically, like some 4 with okay adjacency, a 3 with okay adjacency, 2 with a little adjacency, but really no mediums or highs anywhere on the map.
Again, like, I'm gonna favor Cubit right now because, like, he is, as expensive player as I am, like, I'm gonna say, he got his 3 iron going, he's gonna have his 3.5 aluminum going, like, pirates going out right now. Like, if Cubit could get these, it's gonna be huge. Like, he actually get them for he just got pirates for 10,000. That is huge.
Planted them right on the aluminum too.
Yeah, that is. I don't know what to say right now. Like, Darthcaboose, he should have, tried to contest this. Like, that is such a giveaway, especially for Cubit, like a very, very, very strong player. Like, I'd say, behind, PB, U, and Prime, I'd say he's the 4th best player in the game right now.
Oh, he's definitely, like, way up there. Darthcaboose, though, I have to hand it to him. He has correctly identified that water might turn out to be valuable. Even with all this ice around, we know ice condenser is a bit difficult to use, requiring glass. They don't work at night. So he has gone ahead and grabbed up 2 of the best water tiles on the map, both of them high, one with a little adjacency. And that could be a strong play that carries him through the later stages of this game.
Cubit actually still actually 3 best tiles, because there's actually still 1 lonely tile just somewhere in the desert, just sitting right there. So yeah, Cubit, like, expansive, do need a lot of water later on for life support. It also depends how the armor prices go, but I'd say right now, I don't know, I don't know if you still Scavenger on 2 low carbon?
On 2 low carbons, that is the big concern. 3 carbon a second is going to be equal to Cubit's steel income, and you don't need as much steel as you do carbon.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how I feel about this. And Cubit right now, actually gonna get the silicon. That's 5.25 silicon a second. Actually gonna get 2 glass furnaces. I think he's gonna just go ahead, skip life support, and say, just going to last. I have no problem with this.
He's skipping power too, and I have to wonder how that's going to work out for him. I'm a little bit nervous about this idea. He threw down some solar panels, then he was like, nah, I don't need to care about power, and he just moved straight into that glass and silicon, and that's a bit of a concern for me. He's going to be racking up huge amounts of debt per second right now, well above 200, and that can very, very quickly start adding up once you've got those interest rates piling in, and once those life support prices keep getting higher and higher and higher, and I don't know if that's going to work out well for him.
Right now, actually, Darthcaboose going to solar panels. I don't know how I feel about this. Like, generally, as a scavenger, you're like, okay, I have carbon, let's go into wind turbines.
Well, one thing I have to hand to him, he doesn't really have carbon, right?
Yeah, that's also a thing. That's, kind of concerning for the game. Like, he may be level 3 right now, getting level 4, he needs 360 carbons. So that's gonna, that's gonna definitely hurt him in the long run. And Cubit, as I said, like if he just waits, a little bit, a little bit longer, he can upgrade to level 4. He will probably get power and his life support. And like right now, he's producing the products that he needs to upgrade. So I don't really see a problem for him right now to actually get into the late game. Well, Darthcaboose, as I said, doesn't really have that carbon, so I don't really see him getting into the late game with his HQ expansion. So I don't know. It's right now actually throwing down the EMP to actually do something. Actually fairly interesting from Cubit, actually putting the goon spot on his aluminium.
Yeah, that's been there for quite some time. He decided to defend that tile immediately. Possibly just understanding that a power surge across all of that early on would have been very difficult if he didn't have the goon squad ready to defend it.
And actually, Darthcaboose actually bought more electronics than Cubit right now, so he will be making more money on that. Also, Cubit going for the 0.9 wind turbines, both of them. So he's actually going to be making quite a bit of money through power right now.
Yep, he will be paying off that debt fairly rapidly that he was managing to accumulate. So that's certainly a nice thing for him. Also, solar panels are down rather than the silicon quarries in the other corner. So we've got $500 a second. Well, $260 now, thanks to that dynamite coming in for Cubit just based on power alone. Now, the pirates are actually were doing some serious work for Darthcaboose initially when those silicon tiles were still up. But Cubit decided, I don't really have to care. I don't need silicon to be coming in. Power is still really good. And so now the pirates are just sitting there doing absolutely nothing until Cubit sends some more production back out that direction.
Definitely right now, Cubit, think about, okay, let's get some water. The thing is, what I think, oh God, I don't know if that was the right choice with Darthcaboose. Like, water was starting to, to build up, and he just sold his water that he stockpiled.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how I feel about that right now, because he could have saved that up. Definitely could have got more out of that. But, Cubit getting his water, I think he's starting about, going to start doing his life support stuff, because reactors would be worth food. He has a glass for food, so I'd totally go into food right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of valuable stuff these players can do right now. Neither of them making a really solid, obvious transition yet. Just the one reactor for Darthcaboose. Some glass furnaces. I have to imagine this is a hack array. That seems very Cubit style to me, but nobody's really shown their hand of what they're going to try and do to take a serious advantage in this game. But I have to say, Darthcaboose is just lagging behind. Like, you can tell he doesn't have the carbon income that he needs to keep upgrading. He can barely afford this glass. He's still on HQ3. He's not keeping up with the expansive player at all. That hack array has come down. What's the play going to be for Cubit?
Right now, he is actually hacking steel. Definitely steel price is actually
substantial.
High.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's actually making 4.5 steel right now, so I think it is a good play for sure. Power right now is also starting to get high. That's also in favor of Cubit, since he has 2 wind turbines, and he actually also has still, the 2 solar panels that are, also going to produce some, power in a day. So right now, hackery wise, on-world prices wise, I think, Cubit totally got this game.
I think Cubit has a definite advantage right now, and Darthcaboose is just having to fight his way back in. His power keeps getting knocked out time and time again, so he wasn't getting to take advantage of that massive debt Cubit had developed. And he just has so much debt himself at this point from not having enough power online, from not upgrading fast enough, from not having enough production, and Cubit's starting to go for the kill.
Yep, slowly but surely. Cubit is actually, has 4 stock in Darthcaboose, but Darthcaboose, kind of reacting to it, buying himself out. But yeah, as you said, all of his power actually got EMP'd and power surge, most of the game now. So, definitely interesting to see how it's going to play out, because maybe switching into something else is not an option. because power is still, so much worth right now.
Another fantastic thing for Cubit, by the way. Cubit, by starting to move toward Darthcaboose, made him overreact and buy up those stocks that he could. He was just control-shift downing as much as he could, getting rid of his entire stockpile of stuff to commit to defending himself. That led to him not having any money to buy into the steel short as it was coming down. Cubit got all of the advantage off that and just pushed it to the win.
Yeah, that was definitely a good game. Yeah, Cubit, actually, he sold 42,000 and actually purchased 22,000 in power. So, actually made a little bit money off of that. Didn't really pay off his debt all too much. He actually purchased a lot of food. I don't know.
Yeah, no
Like I
food
said,
production in that game at all. But
yeah, maybe the food production would have been a lot better than the reactors in the end.
I think it was pretty close. Reactors just make 50% more total resources than food farms do, generally speaking.
Yeah.
So it can make it a bit of a hard call, especially because food, he would have had to pay his glass off for that. Wouldn't have had as much money to commit into the steel short he was going for. Both of them definitely had their merits.
And also, Cubit made almost 100,000 in steel, so that's also very notable.
Yep.
Darthcaboose, he actually, as you said, the power was actually EMP'd and power surge for most of the game. He actually purchased more power than he sold, by quite a bit. And also, electronics, that short, he definitely made more money on that than Cubit. But, it just wasn't enough. Like, Cubit actually lost money on that. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, you have to factor in, he did lose some money from it, but you also have to factor in purchasing the electronics for the hacker array after the short. That was going to be very expensive as well. But, he made it work with the steel short for sure. That, I think, is the power of the hacker array in these games. Huge amounts of potential with that particular building.
By the way, Cubit actually, as an expansive, bought more stuff off the black market than Darthcaboose.
Yeah, I was noticing that too. 1 claim, 1 EMP, 1 power surge, and 2 goons for Cubit. And we go over to Darthcaboose, and just doesn't
1
compare.
EMP, 1 dynamite, 1 mutiny, and 1 goon squad. So, it's I'd say Darthcaboose didn't really have the money because he was on that low carbon. He couldn't really expand fast. He couldn't really get the claims. So I'd say
I think it was just a bad found, and everything spiraled from there.